This is OhioPodcast.com.
Episode 31, Boston Mills, Brandywine, and Alpine Valley Ski Resorts. Welcome back, Ohio Podcast Nation. This is Tom Sutman, your host. And if this is your first time listening in, we want to welcome you too. We hope you enjoy the show. We're recording this episode at the beginning of January, which means it's wintertime in Ohio. And what's more fun than to hit the ski slopes at this time of year? Public Relations and Social Media Manager Tom Conti talks to us about all the great outdoor fun at three of Ohio's ski resorts: Boston Mills, Brandywine, and Alpine Valley. Be sure to tell all your family and friends about this episode by liking, sharing, following, and retweeting Ohio Podcast on Facebook and Twitter. And also look for us soon on Instagram. So now let's head to the hills and get a full report about the ski slopes in Ohio. We have on the line with us Tom Conti, Public Relations and Social Media Manager for Boston Mills, Brandywine, and Alpine Valley Ski Resorts. Tom Conti, welcome to OhioPodcast.com.
Hi, Tom. Thank you for having me on today.
It's great to have you, Tom. Now, Peak Resorts is the parent company of the four major ski resorts in Ohio: Boston Mills, which is right up there by Brandywine, Alpine Valley, and then also Mad River Ski Mountain. Tom, introduce us to the four ski resorts.
Yeah, of course, Tom. So, as you were saying, Peak Resorts owns 12 resorts throughout the country, and Boston Mills, Brandywine, and Alpine Valley are the resorts I currently work at here in our backyard of Northeast Ohio. Alpine Valley is located in Chesterland, Ohio, which is east of Cleveland. And the way I get up there is I take 271, get off of Mayfield Road, and head east, and it just takes you right out there. Or as most people know it, as it's just south of I-90 on the east side of Cleveland. And our Boston Mills and Brandywine location are located in Peninsula, Ohio, which is great because it's actually situated right in between 77 and Route 8. So both of those two major highways can get you up here to our resorts.
Where's the Mad River Ski Mountain?
Yeah, so Mad River is more down south. It's just outside of Columbus, Ohio.
We were talking earlier, and you mentioned some incredible statistics about how popular skiing is in Ohio.
Yeah, so it's widely known that actually the demographics of skiers and snowboarders actually across the United States, between Cleveland and Akron, we have one of the largest demographics of skiers in the industry. So it's definitely a great place to be, and we're proud to be here in Northeast Ohio to be open and listen to a lot of people learn about the industry here and how to ski and snowboard.
Right. You even said that you interned there before you got a job there, right?
Yeah, correct. It was actually pretty awesome. You know, myself, I actually grew up in the school club programs that we have to offer here at our resorts. So I went through all of our school club programs, and then throughout college, I worked here. I was an instructor, and I interned there as well. And then once I graduated from college, I came out here full-time, year-round on board as the public relations and social media manager. And really, it's just a passion of mine, and I'm excited to be here.
And this is a great time of year to be doing your job, isn't it?
Oh, my gosh, it's a great year. We've had an early start this season, which has been amazing. We opened up here December 16th, which is over 2 weeks earlier than last season.
Wow.
So that was great. And we've had some great conditions with some snowing. We've been proactive with our snowmaking here at our resorts. And we're excited to be ready and open for our guests because they want to be out here and they want to enjoy these experiences here in Northeast Ohio.
Now, we'll be featuring Mike Minovitz, who will be talking to us more about the Mad River Ski Mountain Ski Resort in another upcoming podcast. Right now, Tom, let's talk about your home turf. What kind of overview can you tell us about Boston Mills and Brandywine?
Yeah, of course. So Boston Mills and Brandywine is where I'm currently stationed at. So between the two resorts, we have a 264-foot vertical drop from the top of the mountain to the bottom. We have 88 skiable acres. Of course, we have 100% snowmaking coverage of all of our resorts. So, you know, any skiable terrain that we have to offer here, we have snowmaking ability to get that covered and get those nice conditions out there for our guests. We have 18 trails between the two resorts, Boston Mills and Brandywine, which consists of 4 beginner trails, 5 intermediate, 6 advanced, and 3 terrain park. And that's really great because it gives a diversity to our audience. So whether you're the beginner skier, you know, the intermediate, or one of the more advanced riders, we have something here that can facilitate you to have a good time when you come out. We also have 16 ski lifts between the resorts, which I think is awesome because, as I said, we have 18 trails and 16 lifts. So you ride the lift up, and as you come down the hill, you're pretty much right there on a lift again. So you don't have to go out of your way to get back on a lift. It's just a real nice, easy flow, and you're always going to be up on the hill riding, which is, one of my favorite things about being out here, because I know I'm passionate about riding, and it's a great time.
Awesome. Now, how far apart are Boston Mills from Brandywine?
So actually, Boston Mills and Brandywine are literally right down the road from each other. It would probably take about 5 minutes to get between the two resorts. If you were to purchase a day pass at Brandywine, say you come in at 9 a.m. on a weekend, that pass will also be good at Boston Mills on the same day. So say you want to I want to spend from 9 a.m. to noon at Brandywine, and then you want to head over to Boston Mills, that'd be perfectly fine. It works between the two resorts for that day.
That's very cool. Now, what about like the lodge and a ski shop? I'm sure you have those there too, right?
Yeah, so at both our facilities, we offer full rentals, so we can get you guys out here on the hills and going. Our employees are well trained and knowledge in getting you guys going out there, so they can make sure you have the correct equipment, the correct sizing, and settings on all your gear. We are really excited this off season. We did it was over a $1 million renovation to our Boston Mills Lodge. It streamlined it and made it easier to understand layout, and just enhanced the overall guest experience that we have there.
Yeah, that sounds great. You've got food and drinks and everything there as well?
Yeah, we have a full cafeteria and bar at both resorts. We have great food. I was actually just up there grabbing a bite to eat myself, and it's definitely a great time if you're out in the slopes and then you get hungry, you get thirsty, you want to warm up, you can come in here, grab some food, grab a hot chocolate or a coffee, or even have a full bar out there as well, grab some drinks with some buddies.
At all your ski resorts, you basically cater to 3 different kinds of disciplines. It's skiing, snowboarding, and tubing. Now, when it comes to the skiing, how would you grade the difficulty of the runs at Boston Mills to the ones at Brandywine?
That's a good question. One of the things that I really like about Boston Mills is that on our hill, it's called Tiger, which is one of our black diamond trails that we have there. We typically have moguls on that hill, and what moguls are, it's kind of like dips up and down on the terrain, and it kind of gives a different aspect to the hill, which I know a lot of skiers love to do. They love to go up and down and through the moguls that we have there on those resorts and on that hill. So that's one of the things a lot of skiers like to do when they head out to Boston Mills, is head out to our Tiger Hill for those moguls. And
the Brandywine, would that be easier to ski or what?
Yeah, I mean, I believe both of our resorts are definitely beginner friendly. We have beginner hills on both resorts. Like I said, I actually learned to ride and snowboard and ski here, and it was a great process. I know we have great instructors here. It's very nice because we now have conveyor belts, like at our Brandywine resort, where it's really simple. You just ride up to the conveyor belt, and just like an escalator, it just takes you to the top of the lift. And it doesn't take any effort at all, and you just hop on. It takes you to the top of the beginner hill, and then, I went through the school club program, so we had instructors that are teaching you along the way and giving you guidance on how to have correct form and just make it through, and it was a very easy transition.
Besides the moguls, are there any other kind of obstacles or many trees or boulders you have to dodge when you're going down?
We try to make it as much of a natural terrain as possible, and there's definitely places you can go if you like to go and have some trees and some more natural terrain as well. I know one thing that we're really big with, especially here at our Brandywine Resort, is our freestyle terrain park, which contains features which is anything from rails or boxes or jumps, which a lot of people come out here for the freestyle and more tricks, if you like to say, to come out here to do those. That's what we're really well known for.
Okay, and is that for the snowboarding aspect, or do you do that?
Yeah, that's
with
for
your
snowboarding and skiing. Both of our resorts facilitate both snowboarding and skiing.
Tell me about the snowboarding a little bit. Do they use the same runs as the skiers?
Yes, correct. They're all mingle, they all intermix, and they coexist on our hills here.
I tell you what, though, given my knees, I think the tubing might be more my speed. When I hit the hills. And the tubing's also a really family-friendly activity. So why don't you tell us about what do you call it, the Polar Blast?
Yeah, it's called Polar Blast, and we have 2 Polar Blast locations. One at our Alpine Valley Resort, which I said is on the east side of Cleveland, and one at our Brandywine Resort. And it's really great because it requires no previous skill or experience. There's no age limit there. I've seen kids as young as, even 2 and 3 out on the tubes, and grandparents or great-grandparents up to 80 years old. So It's really great because we have a diverse array of individuals coming out. It's families, it's birthday parties, it's family outings coming out here. Anyone can come out here, and that's one of the best things about it.
And this is a totally different area than the skier, so you're not going to have people dodging.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, we groom and create lanes for the tubing, so if you're going down, you're going to be in a lane as you go down, so you're not going to be going crazy off trail. It's really nice and straightforward.
So it's kind of like the water parks, except it's in the snow.
Yeah,
kind of.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Okay.
And the nice thing about that too is I know the unfortunate thing is like you said, at some water parks you have to walk up those big huge ladders to get to the top of the slide or whatever. But here again, we have 2 conveyor belts at our Polar Blast facilities where you just carry your tube to the conveyor belt and it literally takes you right to the top like an escalator, and you get off and you're right there at the top of the chute.
That sounds like a lot of fun. And you said there's no age restrictions?
Like I said, I was out there just the other day, and we have little kids out there. We have grandparents and great-grandparents, so that's one of the best things about it. It requires no previous experience.
So I guess as long as you can hold on to the tube, you're
yeah,
set to go, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And it's great. We see some big groups coming out, and you can link and connect all the tubes together, and you can have a group of. You can go down by yourself, or you can go down in a group of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's really a lot of fun.
What kind of events do you have scheduled at Boston Mills and Brandywine for the 2017 season?
Yeah, so we're really big on events here at our resorts. And some of the biggest events that we have, we always try to cater to different demographics. For example, on Fridays we have a late night, which goes until 1 a.m. in the morning, which is amazing. People love coming out here in Northeast Ohio and doing night skiing. And on Friday nights, it's our college ID night. So college students from all over Northeast Ohio come out here. They show their valid college ID, and it gets them in for $20.
Wow.
So it's great to get them out, and they're out here till 1 a.m. in the morning having a good time with their buddies, having just a good time to get away from school, and it's a good way to relax.
Right.
Yeah, and then so some other things we have coming up as well, like on Saturdays we have a late night event as well. It goes until 1 a.m. We have discounted rentals. So if it's your first time coming out, that'd be a great time to head out here. You can get discounted rentals if you don't have your own gear, which is a good way to get on the slopes the first time. We also have events such as the Sunday Super Saver, which is certain Sundays throughout the month that gives you deals on the lift ticket and rentals together. And we also have beginner packages. So if it's your very, very first time coming out here, it's a complete package. It gives you the rental, the lift ticket, and then it'll also give you a lesson as well, beginner lesson.
I tell you what, that's a lot of information there, Tom. And I'm sure you have a whole bunch more information on your website. Where can we find you online?
Yeah, of course. So you can always go to bmdw.com, and we have all our information on our website there. Or you could go to, for our Alpine Valley Resort, avohio.com.
Okay, great. Well, speaking of Alpine Valley, that sits up there a little bit closer to Lake Erie, right?
Yeah, and that's actually one of the greatest and most unique aspects about it. Alpine Valley is located in Chesterland, Ohio, and it's right in the snow belt. So just a few weeks ago, we got hammered out here with amazing snow, and it was beautiful out here. We had fresh powder on the trails. The conditions were beautiful, and that's definitely one of the unique things about Alpine Valley is being in the snow belt here in Northeast Ohio.
Yeah, the skiers got to love that. Now, is the skiing more difficult up there?
I would say that the skiing and the trails are pretty similar to Boston Mills and Brandywine, but the one thing that I personally love about Alpine Valley is it's a more natural feel. We have a lot more trees out there. We have massive pine trees going down the runs, and it really is. It's truly beautiful. If you ever get a chance, go online, type in Alpine Valley, go to avohio.com. We have some amazing pictures on there of what it looks like, and you can kind of get a feel for our resort there. But really, it's just a great time, and it truly is beautiful out there.
How many runs are there?
So there are 7 trails at Alpine Valley with 5 lifts.
What would the snowboarders like about Alpine Valley?
So once again, we have a terrain park, a freestyle terrain park at Alpine Valley, and we call that the 322 Park, which has the features, the jumps, and the rails, and the snowboarders love to head over to our park out there and have a good time with their buddies. And we also have, again, our Black Diamond hills out there, which can give you some more challenging terrain if you're looking for that. So that's what our guests like about going out to Alpine Valley.
And you also have the Polar Blast there too, right?
Yes, we do. We have the same Polar Blast, and I've been to that one as well, and it's a lot of fun.
We didn't hit the hours for Boston Mills and Brandywine, but are they similar to the hours that you're open at Alpine Valley?
They actually are different, believe it or not. So I'll just kind of go over that with you really quick.
That's cool.
So it's definitely unique with how we do our hours here. So Boston Mills and Brandywine being so close in nature to each other, we like to open early. So Boston Mills opens at 10 a.m. Monday through Thursday, which is great because if you have a independent work schedule, or maybe you're retired, or you have some time during the middle of the day and you want to get out here before the crowds come, you can head out here at 10 a.m. and it's a great time to get out here. You don't have to worry about it being too crowded or whatever. So if you like to get out here early, that's a good time to come. Mm-hmm. And then our Brandywine Resort opens at 3:30 in the afternoon. Both of those, they open until 9:30 p.m. And then for Alpine Valley, we open at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. So once again, if you're looking to get in before school's let out or before most people get out of work, that's a great time to come if you can.
One of the coolest things I saw on your websites are the serve and ski nights, and you also give military discounts too, right?
Yes, that's correct. So one of the things that we like to do here is we have part-time firefighters, and we have relatives that have been in the military in the past, and we appreciate that. And we want to give back to them. So on Tuesday nights at Alpine Valley, we have a serve and ski night, which is valid for military, fire, police, EMS employees, or even NASA employees, and their spouses or dependents of them, so their children under the age of 18. They can come in with their proper work permit or documentation, and we'll get you on the hills here for a very, very discounted rate.
That's so cool. I think it's great that you guys are doing that to them, and I'm sure they really appreciate it too.
We always have great feedback about that, and we also have a military discount, which is not on a certain day. It's just any day of the week you can come in with your military ID. You show it at the ticket window when you're purchasing, whether it's your rentals or your lift ticket, and there's a very good discount on that as well.
Now I tell you what, Tom, there's a good chance that some of our listeners in the Ohio Podcast Nation may have never gone to a ski resort before. Now, can you give us? Can you maybe give us a couple tips on what they can expect? For the first time going there?
Yeah, of course. Well, the first thing that I would always recommend is dressing for the weather and dressing for the occasion. That's the first mistake I see, not just people that come out here, but people in general in Northeast Ohio in the winters. They just don't dress for the weather that we have here. So make sure when you head out here, you're wearing your snow pants, you're wearing your jacket, and you're layering. You make sure you have your long thick socks on, you're wearing gloves, you're wearing a hat, maybe have a face mask on to stay covered up and warm, because the last thing you want to do out here is, be exposed to cold conditions for too long.
Right.
And one of the things that I would highly recommend if you're going to be coming out here for the first time and testing out snowboarding or skiing would be getting a lesson, which is why we have some of those great beginner packages out here that include a lesson, because we want you to have a fun and enjoyable first experience here. And having that lesson will give you those tips and those skills and get you acclimated to our conditions that we have out here, and it'll give you that good first impression. And once you get it, you will not ever want to drop it, because I have been addicted since my first time, and I just can't get enough of it now.
Hey, now, I tell you what, you guys also cater all kinds of groups, and you mentioned something about doing birthday parties and that sort of thing?
Yeah, so it's really great. We have, whether it would be at our ski and snowboard resorts or be at our Polar Blast facility, we do groups, we do birthday parties, we do events for corporate as well. So say your kid is turning 10 and you say, hey, I want to do something cool in the wintertime. Mm-hmm. So come out here and go snow tubing, him and his buddies, or her and her girlfriends can come out here and come snow tubing with their friends, and we have this kind of rates about all that. And you can visit our website, again, bmbw.com, and we have an events tab, and we have a groups section where you can go in and see the different types of groups that we can have and cater to, and parties, and whatever it would be. We always have something for everybody out here.
Okay, Tom Conti, that's about all the time we have. But I tell you what, it's been a lot of fun talking to you about all the great things going on there at Boston Mills, Brandywine, and Alpine Valley ski resorts this winter. And we also look forward to catching up with Mike Minovitz and to talk to us about the Mad River Ski Mountain on another podcast episode. Tom, thank you for being with us on OhioPodcast.com.
Thank you, Tom.
There's no time like the present to start planning your Ohio ski trip. And you'll want to put Boston Mills, Brandywine, and Alpine Valley ski resorts at the top of your list. We want to thank Tom Conti, the PR and social media manager for these 3 great resorts, for being our guest. Don't forget to like, follow, share, and retweet Ohio Podcast with your family and friends on Facebook and Twitter. And be sure to look for us soon on Instagram. From all of us here at OhioPodcast.com, thank you for listening.